Well, guys, the reviews for Black Panther Wakanda Forever are officially out. Lucky for us, these reviews hit in the middle of the night, so I was able to wake up and read through more than a standard like 5 to 6 that hit immediately, and kind of go over the bigger takeaway here. So let's talk about the good, the bad, and the wait and see. So critics are officially allowed to put up their reviews for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I looked at about 12 reviews in total for this to kind of just get the, consensus of, I guess, the general reception here. And what I found was rather interesting. In more than a few cases did I see that people were talking about this as a sort of evolution of the MCU. In terms of what we've gotten in the last, let's just say about half a decade. And they're talking about specifically the emotional impact and how the story's presented and how much weight there is to it. Now, of course, this is large in part due to the fact that the story they're telling here is about the passing of a king, and the actual actor who played him passed away. So you can see how a lot of emotion gets brought into this. And honestly, I believe every single review that I see that they're saying this, that they are in fact telling the truth here. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, at the same time, the other thing I've seen a few mentions of, 2 out of like the 10 to 12 reviews that I, looked at, depending on if you count a shorter review as a full review, considering it's only like 3 paragraphs. Either way, though, one thing I saw was a wait and see approach. People saying that they love the film, but they need a little bit more time on it, and they need to watch it again and let it sink in. And again, things like that always sit weirdly with me. But again, I've said that myself too plenty of times, so I get what they're saying. Sometimes your initial viewing of the film can be a little clouded due to circumstances, the emotion, and due to various other factors. We saw this with Spider-Man No Way Home. Everywhere you go on, I dare you to go on TikTok right now and look at some of the top videos talking about that film. They all hate it. And everybody's like, yeah, you're right. That film is terrible. Yeah, you're right. It's just fan service. Yeah, you're right. We didn't need to see those Spider-Man. Yeah, you're right. This is terrible. It's just all... Look, it happens, okay? I get it. I get it. People also want to be contrarians. I get that. But something here, to me, is telling me that this film is going to have a divisive amount of people. And that's not always bad. It doesn't mean that the film is bad. Again, Spider-Man No Way Home for me. I don't think that film is bad, but it's now a divisive film. I don't know why. And the one thing I do want to say that I saw about this one that seems to be unanimous across the board is that the performances are like God tier for a comic book film, which I have no doubt. Again, they're putting in a lot of emotion. They're putting in their heart, right? They're putting in like what it felt like to be in that film without the lead, with the passing of an actor, and that's what the plot is dealing with as well. So I kind of get it, right? It makes sense. But overall, the scores and everything, they seem to be pretty high. I've seen a lot of people saying it's like the perfect MCU film. It's a perfect sequel. 10 out of 10. So, I mean, the next thing is looking at the Rotten Tomatoes and seeing where that lands and what the reception is going to be like as more reviews come in and what kind of the consensus is. And then obviously there's other metrics out there we'll talk about as well, but it's pretty good. It looks like it's going to be a sequel that lives up to many people's hopes and expectations.